Welcome to Lanyap, a program about events, issues, and people. I'm Corey Crow. I'm joined today by Doyle Jeter with the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail. Doyle, thanks for being with us today on Lanyap.
Thank you. I'm almost embarrassed I'm here so often anymore.
Okay, well, let's talk about that for a second. You've had a busy month or so, and it's sort of all running together for me. The last marker I remember was just the other day at Fan Ewing Coliseum.
That's
but
right.
You snuck another one in there on me.
We sure did.
You went down south, didn't you?
We did. We were in Newellton. We unveiled a marker for Pee Wee Whitaker, the blues, jazz, rock and roll pioneer from down there.
Great trombone player.
What an awesome day.
And now something a little different.
Yeah.
A guy who was a builder and a luthier. And for the folks that don't know, that's the guy who works on your guitars and your mandolins and your fiddles and that sort of thing. And tell me who we're going to be honoring this time.
Well, this Saturday up in Marion, Louisiana, the Mayhaw capital of Louisiana, we're honoring Doc Savage, who was from outside of Marion, actually in a community called Tiger Bend. Beautiful part of Louisiana.
And tell me a little bit about Doc Savage.
Well, Doc, you know what? I'll just read what's on the marker. That's the easiest thing to do, and then we can chat a little. Doc Mabry was his first name. He went by Doc. Grew up in the Tiger Bend area around Marion as a contractor, musician, luthier, rare instrument collector, teacher, and mentor. His legacy just lives on everywhere in this area. He performed with the Twin City Jamboree Band, who we honored with a marker not that long ago. And he had these jam sessions at his house very near here on Feehold Street that everybody I knew back in the day went to. Doc was a hero and, like I said, a mentor to so many people.
And a great instrument repair guy.
He was. He was actually worked with Gibson Company, and his Gibson guitar mandolin collection, among other things, was well known in certain circles. People clamored to buy his work and the collectibles after he passed away. I believe his son worked on that with the Gibson Company. They were very kind to the family. But there's more to the story. Doc, actually in a construction accident, had a bad accident and had to be in a wheelchair from the age of 39. And it didn't slow him down. He actually built and developed a rig where he could drive his car and where he could get in and out of it. He pedal extensions and all this. It never slowed him down. And after that, he became a contractor, as I mentioned, contracting out homes, like 200-something homes. In his spare time, he picked up a guitar from somebody, started playing it, and fell in love with it. He also fell in love with making guitars and mandolins, and I think he worked on fiddles. Hilton Lytle, a well-known luthier from this area, was a big fan of Doc's. And, people from this area, I could name 100 of them, but people like Ken Briard, all the Cale brothers, Freddie Cale's going to be up there playing with the band, and the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, who are on our marker here at the Coliseum. They went and visited Doc after their concert here. There were people that knew about him from all over, but the big name is Danny Farrington. Danny worked with Doc more as a friend than anything, but he certainly picked up. Danny's a sponge. He's probably, in my mind, the most famous luthier in the United States, at least. Made guitars for Johnny Cash and just name anybody. George Harrison was one of his buddies. He made all of his ukuleles. But Danny will tell you it all started with his friendship with Doc Savage.
Well, that's pretty cool. I owned a music store, and so I sold guitars and mandolins and fiddles and drums and all that kind of stuff. And so that's how I knew about Doc Savage. I would have people come in and go, "Look, man, you need to take that to Doc and let him look at it, because I fiddled a little bit with fixing instruments, but these guys were professionals.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. I'm not a musician. I can barely play the stereo, but I happened to be working at Pete's Inn in like 1971, and the Cale brothers, Freddie and Andy and John, and everybody hung out there. Danny Farrington before he took off, to the stardom, and I only got to go to Doc's house a couple of times because it was jammed full of people. They didn't need me there. But, yeah, Doc was just a legend, and it was funny because Hoss Logan probably lived within spitting distance of him. So, you had all these, like I say all the time, the amount of talent and history in Northeast Louisiana. That's why we do this music trail.
Tell me about the marker. Where's it going to go?
Okay, it's in Marion, Purdy Drive up there, and it's right across from Town Hall. It's hard to miss. It's not a big town. It's a lovely town right in front of their new gazebo, which is beautiful. And it's going to be this Saturday, May 3rd, and starting at 2 p.m. We're asking people to get there around 1:30. And like I said, part of the Twin City Jamboree Band will be there. Gene Stewart, Scooter Howard, I think Gary Savage, and Fred Cale, and Danny may even sit in. Danny's going to speak, Danny Farrington, and some of the family. Jan Savage made this happen. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's rain or shine. We're looking at good weather Saturday.
So let me ask you, Doyle, what's next after this marker for Doc? What's the summer looking like?
Well,
we got 1 minute. Go fast.
We're giving you all a break. Our next one's not until July 18th in Ruston, right at the corner of Vienna and Park in the Railroad Park, a marker honoring music venues and musicians, including the Sundown West, the Dixie Theater, D.L. Harrell, and Judge McGee.
But think about
lot of fun.
Think about all the great musicians who played just right there on that block.
Really, it's unbelievable. And the Sundown, we'll have a reception after at the Sundown with a big blowout hosted by Monty Russell and D.K. Harrell.
Again, the marker unveiling what time?
This Saturday at 2 p.m. Come early and bring your chairs.
Bring your chairs. That's Doyle Jeter, Northeast Louisiana Music Trail. Again, find out more about this and other events. Head to our website, KEDM.org.
Thank you.